Hello everyone, my name is Juan Fuentes, Director of Administrative Services, and welcome to Money Matters, where we will be discussing the city budget and finances. Today we're sitting down with Lorenzo Sanchez, Utility Director for Water and Wastewater. Lorenzo, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Lorenzo, for those of you that might not know you, just tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you work for the city, and what operations do you oversee?
Okay, as Mr. Fuentes stated, my name is Lorenzo Sanchez. I'm the Utility Director. Been with the city for about 27 and a half years, operating both sides of the operations. I'm directly in charge of water production, water maintenance, and wastewater treatment plant.
So Lorenzo, we have under the wastewater, you mentioned water, wastewater, which are two enterprise funds. Tell us a little bit, what makes an enterprise fund?
Enterprise fund is its own fund. It generates its own revenue, which allows us to use the funding that the enterprise funds bring in to maintain those funds, the operations. Being water, wastewater operations, and it's capital projects, all the maintenance costs, all the repairs, everything else, new services, everything associated with that service.
So people are used to, when they pay their utility bill, they see a bill, a portion of their bill goes to water, a portion of their bill goes to wastewater. So for those are the fees and that are charged to the customers that pay for some of your operations.
Yes.
What are some of the things that, for example, in the water department, what are sort of the activities that you are undergoing or you're overseeing that those fees pay for?
Okay, this year we'll start with water production. Water production, this year we have two large projects ongoing. We have the towers, the water towers out there at the RAC, Roswell Air Center, and we have the VFDs. They're variable frequency drives, which are drive units that are installed on the water wells that ramp up the wells very slowly so it doesn't put a shock to the system. It used to be you kick on the well and it would hammer the system. It put a lot of strain to the system. Mm-hmm. So the variable frequency drives, they ramp up the wells very slowly, and it takes a lot of stress off the line. And whenever they shut down, it takes that pressure back off because they ramp down very slowly also. So they're assisting in saving a lot of damage to our infrastructure.
Okay. Now, staying in the water side of your operation, of your enterprise fund, people are now with the current project of the automated meters.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that operation.
Okay, with the smart meters, the new smart meters, they're assisting us a whole lot in providing accurate readings for the billing on the billing side. So we're charging the customers for actual consumption of the meters. They're very well in telling exactly how much water, so that we're still getting the revenue in for that service, so that we can still get in enough revenue so that we can continue repairing the system. On the other side, it also has leak detection, so it can tell us whenever there's flow, tells us if there's leaks on the system. It generates reports where we can pick up and recognize that there is a problem, and we can notify the customer whenever there is a problem.
Okay, excellent. Now, moving on into the wastewater side, on the enterprise fund, what are the two separate funds or two departments that you have on the wastewater that make up the wastewater enterprise?
Okay, and wastewater on the enterprise funds, we have the collection side, okay, and we have the wastewater treatment side. On the collection side, that one's maintained the system where we go and we maintain the entire sewer collection system. About 300 miles worth of sewer lines in the city of Roswell that we got to maintain. And that includes a Vector unit that goes and strips the lines to maintain maintenance, stop the buildup from being inside the sewer lines, the grease, just all the sludge that builds up inside. On the wastewater side, that's the treatment side. That's where we treat, and currently it's about 3 to 3.2 million gallons per day.
Wow.
Of waste that is run through the treatment plant.
Now, on the wastewater side, a lot of that flow, that the water that you're treating, what happens to that water once you treat it?
The majority of the year, the effluent water, you're talking about the effluent water, after we treat it, well, we discharge it, and usually we discharge that, and the ranchers take that for their crops out there, for their fields. They irrigate with that, and that's usually about 10 months out of the year. The rest of the year, we discharge to the Hondo River. So that it varies from year to year, but we don't go no longer than 3 months probably max.
Okay, great. So it's just another way of recycling use of the water that we generate
Yes.
from the ground. Because how many wells does the city have throughout the city?
City has 20 wells.
So between both operations of the water and the wastewater, I mean, it seems like there's a lot of different activity, whether it's the water production, your meter reading, your wastewater, your water sewer line. How many employees do you oversee or make up the water wastewater?
Currently there's 65 employees.
Excellent, great, excellent. So what is the most important thing you want the citizens of Roswell to know about your water and wastewater enterprise funds?
I would just like them to know how much funding it does take to maintain the system, because it is a large system to maintain. A lot of people don't realize, a lot of times they're asleep and our guys are out there 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. And they do a great job in maintaining this system. The only time our departments kind of get acknowledged is when they're out of water. They have no water at their tap, and our guys are out there in the middle of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to keep the minimum amount of, keep service provided to the customer without the minimum amount of disruption to them.
Right.
So, on the water side, we have people 24 hours out there, central control, water maintenance, there's on-call guys there, and on the wastewater side, we have guys on call for stop-ups and everything else, plant operations when motors or anything else fails out there. We get alarms, so we report out there. So we're going 24/7.
Okay, great. Well, there's no doubt, your water, wastewater just provides the basic resource and the need for providing those services to the residents. So I want to thank you, Lorenzo, for being here and joining us for Money Matters on the Enterprise Funds. And thank you for joining.
Thank you, Ms. Fuentes.
Thank you for watching Money Matters. My name is Juan Fuentes. See you next time.